Have you ever wondered why we act the way we do? Some argue we do what we naturally want to do. Others argue that people do what they learn to do from their environment. Still others believe it's a little bit of both. This will be connected to what I'm about to talk about. Society shapes people like how water shapes the rock formations like the Grand Canyon. They make impressions on us, forming us into the individuals we are to this day. These rules and expectations can help shape the morality of individuals, but can also prove to be causing unnecessary or even harmful situations for people. In other words, they are gray, not black or white, or perfectly good or bad devices of society. Their expectations especially can prove to be a filter of society, filtering out all of the fairness and individuality of humanity. Expectations are just so unrealistic, it's practically like thinking you can fly by jumping off a cliff and flailing your arms madly. This may seem like an exaggeration, but these gender expectations are taking over people's minds. Let's take a look at society and female gender expectations. When a female is seen as being a quiet or more of a neutral person, they may be called submissive in a derogatory manner and say they must speak up even though they are not being subdued and just choose to be in the position they are in. When a female actually takes charge or gets into a leadership position, they may be called bossy and other derogatory words full of negativity. Society's gender expectations then are like a tug-of-war, pulling individuals from one side to another, only to be tugged to the other side afterwards. Other expectations include the topics of weight and clothing. People are not able to express themselves with these expectations in place. Also, who is to decide what people should do? Should it not be themselves? It's not like being revealing, fully clothed with no skin showing, overweight, or skinny harms people. It's not right what society is doing to people by restricting them on things that are completely subjective and have no mid-ground to stand on. Think of skinny or overweight as two islands in the sea. There is no mid-ground between them. If you stand on just one of the islands, you are complaining about. So how in the world would someone be able to do anything about it? Do people even know what an average weighted person even truly looks like? Has anyone ever been called average weight in society? I think not. Therefore, these gender expectations are overly convoluted and unrealistic gender expectations on people. This can lead to very detrimental effects. Off, gender expectations fuel the existentialist crisis of people unnecessarily. In life, people constantly ponder what their goal, reason, or purpose in life is. They try to understand what and who they are in their lifetime. At times, this may be difficult, especially for adolescents trying to find their way in life. To worry about getting a job, building up for a good career, getting into a post-secondary institution, keep up with family and social life, and so on. We try to identify ourselves so that way we can make decisions for our future, like, for example, what career path to take. Gender expectations limit our understanding of ourselves. For example, what if a girl wanted to become a politician of sorts? All of the derogatory views on women in leadership positions, this may deter the girl away from the path even though she would really want it. This takes away from her identity and in a way kills a part of her identity and replaces it with the societal gender expectations. This would cause stress and inner conflict since she would not be able to become who she originally wanted to become. This could potentially lead to an existentialist crisis since she would not be able to explore her mind and abilities and would have to restrict them. This is happening to a multitude of people in society to this day on a very large scale. People aren't able to be themselves, causing stress where they don't know what else to do that could fulfill their inner needs. Self-realization is a need of humanity, according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Why should society force their own realization of a person onto someone's own realization of themselves? A dilemma with gender expectations is the diminishing of self-worth and one's image of themselves. These gender expectations are deep within society, but that doesn't mean they aren't easy to find. They diminish one's self-worth in a multitude of ways. Bullying is one of these ways. Bullying, as we all should know, is a form of discrimination towards people. Bullying has been known to cause major amounts of stress and make people feel depressed. An example of bullying could be using sexually derogatory words towards someone. Let's look at the Amanda Todd case. She was bullied physically, verbally, and in a cyber world with the use of sexually derogatory words that would probably make any movie rated R right away. This led to her eventual suicide, which is quite common amongst teens feeling depressed. These insults are deeply rooted in gender expectations. A lot of sexually derogatory language comes from the idea that women have a lot of intercourse are bad. No, this is not obviously completely correct, for there are good and bad people in practically any demographic. Therefore, it was expected that women not participate too much in sexual activities, and that is why derogatory insults were constructed to target people that may or may not even be part of the demographic, just because it became synonymous with society with negativity. On a larger note, anything that opposes gender expectations becomes synonymous with negativity. Thus, this bullying causes people to look down on themselves, causing mental illnesses such as depression and suicidal thoughts. The last dilemma I'll be talking about is that gender expectations fuel the power of manipulation. Probably you'll be thinking after that statement, what do you mean? Well, gender expectations can be used to manipulate people to act in certain ways, which can prove to be highly detrimental to society, where people end up not thinking about what they are actually doing.
Created using Powtoon.